What is up, PreMed Star? It's Dr. Dale, the author of How to Raise a Doctor and author of PreMed Mondays. And of course, you listen to the PreMed Mondays Mentoring Podcast. Excited about this week because we're going to be talking about something that is at the foundation of all success, and that is understanding your why. Check it out. Happy Monday, PreMed Star. Super excited about this week. Now, remember, every Monday, I want you guys to wake up excited. I want you guys to wake up and say, it's going to be a great week. I know what it feels like. You're tired. You roll out of bed on Monday morning like, I don't want to do this again. But if you change that mindset, if you roll out of bed on Monday mornings and say, hey, it's going to be a good week. Something good is going to happen to me this week. Something good is going to happen to somebody else this week. I'm going to help something good happen to somebody else this week. If you come into the week with that mindset, trust me, things will be so much better for you. And Mondays are not going to be so drab and boring for you, all right? So have that mindset. Tell yourself it's going to be a good week. It's okay. Pause. You can say it right now. Say it out loud. If nobody's around you, say it's going to be a good week, all right? You might feel a little bit insecure doing that, but once you can learn to get over those insecurities, that's going to help you propel yourself to whole new levels of success. All right, couple announcements before we get going. First thing I'm going to say is last week I told you guys that I was going to give out the PreMed Mondays book on Kindle for free on today and tomorrow. So Monday and Tuesday of this week. But I'm still giving it out to you guys, but I'm going to change the dates. I want to do it on Thursday and Friday. And that's because we tend to get a little bit more traffic on Thursday and Friday. So we're going to do it on Thursday and Friday of this week because I want to make sure as many people as possible can get it. So take a second, put a reminder on your phone right now. Thursday and Friday, go to Amazon.com, get the Kindle version for free, and email to your PreMed club, email to all your PreMed friends, whatever. Everybody can have it, right? If you can get to Amazon, you can have the book for free. That's my gift to you guys. I want you to have it so you can have all this information, something to guide you along this pre-medical journey, because that is our entire mission, is to guide you along this pre-medical journey so you can be successful. That's why we do the podcast. That's why we take time doing all this stuff we do for PreMed Star, because we want you to be successful. So make sure you grab that book. All right. Second thing is, I just want to say thank you to West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine. We had one medical student and Mr. Ryan Booth from the recruitment office, admissions office. I say thank you because they put on an awesome webinar for PreMed Star last week. If you guys missed it, you missed something special. An absolutely amazing webinar last week. I was thoroughly impressed with it. And just the amount of gold information they put out there was very appreciated on my part, because, again, our whole mission is to add value to your lives. And anytime we can bring people in who just do an excellent job like that and just give you guys wonderful information, it makes me very happy, and it makes me feel as though we had a successful event to add value. And then a lot of the students already have given feedback and they thoroughly enjoyed the webinar. So thank you very much to West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine. You guys did an excellent webinar for the students at PreMed Star. All right. So this week, we're going to be talking about why, understanding your why. And if you already have, if you have a paperback copy of the book PreMed Mondays, it's on page 50. Okay, so turn to page 50 with me, and we're going to go through this chapter. Week 13, know your why. Why is something that is grossly underappreciated by most people. Most people just jump into situations and don't ever stop to think, why am I doing this? Why do I want this thing? And that's a dangerous way to live your life, if you're just going here and there without actually thoroughly thinking through the why component of it. Individuals who tend to spend time contemplating a why before they act tend to do things a little bit better. And there are a variety of reasons for that. The first reason, obviously, is understanding your why gives you drive. If you have a good why, it gives you drive to do things. You know, it's one thing to say, hey, I want to be a doctor. And actually, let me say this. A lot of people, probably some of you guys listen to this, say, I want to be a doctor, but you don't really know why you want to be a doctor. And I'm going to tell you this. A lot of you guys in that camp may be more likely to drop out when things get difficult, as opposed to the individuals who say, I want to be a doctor because of this exact reason. This is my why. This is exactly why I want to be a doctor. And those individuals who have a strong why, who know their why, more than likely, they're the ones who are going to stick in this thing. They're going to be the ones who are going to, when times get hard and there's a lot of challenges and it seems like the whole world's against you, that why is going to be their motivation. That's the important thing about why. Why is your fuel. It's your motivation. It's your drive. It's the thing that helps you take it to the next level. Right? Again, when times are tough, it's the thing you look back to and say, man, I started this journey because X, Y, and Z, And X, Y, and Z will push me to the next level and propel me to keep on moving forward. That's what knowing your why is all about. It's your fuel. It's the gas in the tank, right? It's the motivation. It's your energy. And you have to have that why to keep on going. Because if you don't have a why, what's going to happen is you're going to be in med school. Things are going to be difficult. And you're going to stop and say, man, why am I doing this? This is hard. Why am I doing this? And if you don't have that answer, that should take it to say, you know what? I don't even know why I'm doing this. I'm going to leave. I'm dropping out. But if you're taking the time to think about it and to really contemplate and dwell on this, and you have a strong foundation, right? I think we'll talk about my grind success strategy later in the book in PreMed Mondays, but I'm sure I've mentioned it already before. So remember my grind success strategy. G is for goals, R is for reason, and that reason equates to your why. So you have to have that. Actually, some of you guys might have my old version of that, which the R was for resolve, but my newer version that I use, that I teach, is R is for reason. You have to have that. That's a fundamental of success, okay? So have your why. Think about it. Whenever you're applying to medical school, what's the one question they're going to ask everybody? Why do you want to be a doctor? And that's because admission committee members, medical schools, want to know that you understand why you want to do this, because they know it's going to get difficult. If you don't have anything to back you up, you're going to drop out, you're going to forget, and it's going to be tough for you to hang in there, right? So that's the first thing. You need your why, because your why is your foundation, the thing that's going to keep you going when times get difficult. The second important thing about why is why. The ability to ask why propels you to excellence. The ability to ask why. So one part is knowing your why. The other thing is being able to ask why, because you might not know your why, but if you can actually take time to say, let me ask why I'm doing this. Let me ask why this is the case. I remember one of my physicians, he would say the difference between a good doctor and a great doctor is you have to be able to ask why. I'm an ICU physician, so think about all the things that happen in the ICU. It's countless. Too many things are happening in the body, right? So I take care of some of the sickest patients in the hospital. So when these patients are so sick, you have to know how to ask why about every single thing. Why is my patient's blood pressure low? Why is my patient's heart rate fast? Why is my patient's hemoglobin down? Why is my patient not waking up? Why are my patient's lungs getting worse? Right? Why are these medications not working? So when things aren't going your way, you need to be able to ask why that's the case, because once you can identify the why, you can turn the tide, you can fix things. And even when things are going great, you need to understand, okay, why is my patient getting better? Why is my patient waking up? Why are these medications working so well? If you can ask why, if you can understand, why is all about understanding. If you can understand these things, you can further apply them to make things continue to get better, right? So knowing your why and being able to ask why, those are two extremely critical things. Now, anytime I talk about vision or knowing your why or anything like that, I want to make sure I always give you guys an example. So I'm going to read to you guys from page 51 in PreMed Mondays paperback and tell you guys my why. So what I write in the book is, my why for PreMed Mondays is this. I want the most dedicated and caring pre-medical students to become our nation's doctors, because I believe we all prosper when society is healthy. In order to read a chapter every week and discuss it with your accountability buddy, you have to be dedicated. Therefore, I believe this book will help the right people and others will be weeded out. This book will help to ensure that our nation gets the best, not just the smartest doctors. So that's my why at PreMed Mondays. That's why I wrote the book. That's why I do this podcast every week. Because I firmly believe that those of you who are listening every week, and I thank you for listening, I appreciate the fact that you listen to this, and those of you who are reading the book every week, in order to do that, you have to be dedicated. And if you're doing that, if you're dedicated, then I think we're picking some of the best people who we want to become doctors. And you guys are the ones we want to dedicate our time to. You guys are the reasons why we take time to build PreMed Star and do all these things. We want to find the dedicated people who are also going to be dedicated physicians and invest everything we have in you to make sure you are successful. Because you're going to be leaders in healthcare. And when you're the leaders in healthcare, the nation as a whole and the world as a whole will be healthier. And when people are healthier, we all perform better. So that's the why behind PreMed Mondays. So you need to make sure that you have your own why for everything you do, not just for the field of medicine. If you want to run a marathon, well, why do I want to run a marathon? Right? If you want to marry somebody, well, why do I want to marry somebody? Take time to understand the why. Because when you can understand your why and have that foundation, it makes every next step easier, right? So my why is ground zero, then step 1 becomes easier, step 2 becomes easier, step 3 becomes easier. But you got to know why you're doing things, because if you're out here just doing things willy-nilly, not putting much thought into it, that's building an unstable tower on a poor foundation that's going to fall over. It's going to fall over eventually. I don't know when, but sooner or later, it's going to fall over. And trust me, I saw enough pre-meds when I was a pre-medical student. I saw enough pre-meds who said they wanted to become doctors, but you could tell they didn't have a strong reason, no strong why for it, hadn't put too much thought into it. And you can probably guess what happened to most of those students. It's not that it's a bad thing they didn't become doctors. That might not have been the path for them. Maybe they found something else, which actually could be a great thing. So if you want to be a doctor, but you don't know why you want to be a doctor, then maybe there's a better career out there for you. All right. And I understand. So it's difficult to verbalize. It's difficult to actually expound and explain some of these things sometimes. If I walk up to you right now and say, hey, why do you want to become a doctor? I get it. It might be hard for you to explain that. I get it. But the idea is you need to be able to actually, given the time, you need to be able to sit down and think and have your own answer. You don't have to tell me, but you have to have your own answer for why you want to do this. It's critical, essential for your success. So know your why, know your why, know your why. Please take time to think about that. Okay. And again, if you guys haven't read the book Start With Why by Simon Sinek, it's a great book, and it covers this whole topic of understanding your why and being able to use your why to promote to other people, because as you're going along this journey, you're going to want people to help you. You're going to need people to help you. You're going to need mentors and sponsors, and they're more likely to mentor you and sponsor you if you have a strong understanding of your why. And Simon Sinek's whole premise of the book is called Start With Why, because everything you do, he believes you should start with your why. So if I'm gonna pitch, let's say I'm gonna pitch the book PreMed Mondays to you, I'm not gonna say, oh, this is a great book, blah 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 blah. Simon Sinek's perspective is, hey, start with why. So I wouldn't say this is a great book. I would say I wrote this book because, or my why for this book was this. Because when people understand your foundation, they're a lot more likely to be able to relate and understand the end game of it. All right. So this week's assignment, simple. What is your why? That's my question to you this week. What is your why? That could be for a variety of things. Definitely, you should have a why for why you want to be a doctor. But just think about anything you want to do. And my question to you is, what is your why? And I want you to take one of those whys. Actually, let's do this. Take two of those and discuss it with your accountability buddy. And make sure you have an accountability buddy. I know I've seen a few of you guys on PreMed start making those matches happen. So that's great. If you don't have one, make sure you get one. That is critical to success, all right? Accountability buddy. Just last night, I had a group of guys over at my place, and we were chatting about some stuff. And accountability buddies, these things are important. You have to have people to hold you accountable in whatever task you're taking you're taking to hand. Okay, so share your why with your accountability buddy. Excellent. Let me flip the page here. All right, you guys are definitely going to want to hear next week. I was a pre-medical student at one point in time too, right? So I know you guys want some of this quote unquote meets the tough stuff, right? So next week's topic, week 14, is 5 keys to making straight A's. I know you guys want to hear that one, so make sure you tune in for week 14, 5 keys to making straight A's. I'm going to give you guys some solid tips, some things that worked for me during my pre-medical years, and some things that I see work over and over for students that I mentor and other students who just excel on this pre-medical journey. 5 tips to making straight A's, all right? So remember, if you have any questions for me, you know where to find me, PreMedStar.com. Connect with me, send me a message. Please make sure you subscribe to this podcast. So click the little subscribe button in Google, iTunes, Spotify, whatever, Stitcher, whatever it is that you're listening to it on. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast and share it. So you guys do me a favor and just share the podcast with a friend and tell people about it so we can get more people listening and get some more of this mentorship out there for people to consume. And finally, don't forget, on this upcoming Thursday, so September 13th, and Friday, September 14th, I'm putting PreMed Mondays out for free on Kindle on Amazon. If you're part of PreMed Stars, it'll go out in the Thursday weekly email. So make sure you check it out. We'll have the link there. Just click on it. Go out there and grab you a copy of the book for free. Forward it to your PreMed club. Make sure everybody knows. Let everybody have it for free, okay? All right. Thanks for listening. I will see you guys on PreMed Star. Have any questions, send me a message. Love you guys and have a great week.